Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my beautiful rideshare revolutionaries. It's me, Gio, and y'all know who the fuck it is. It's been an insanely long day. I can't wait to go to bed tonight. But I noticed on my YouTube I got a recommended video from the professor talking about the fees required by the city of Chicago. Here to clarify the assumptions he made. Not entirely sure why someone who's never driven to Chicago is making videos about Chicago, but it's just kind of Professor kind of playing this game lately where he's talking about kind of holding the apps accountable, which is fine. We should all, obviously we have to hold the apps accountable, but I don't think we should be making shit up in the process. Because what that video was essentially what the failed journalist and the clickbait hub do, which is just drumming up nonsense for viewership. So to clarify, first he made an assumption that because of the email sent out by the apps that he thinks the apps are pocketing the money from these new surcharges that start on January 6th. I can absolutely guarantee all of you that is not the case. These fees are required by the city of Chicago. That means the city of Chicago will be collecting on these fees. It was presented before, I believe, as a congestion tax. I'm not sure if they're still calling it that, but let's go over what they are. First, let me gotta highlight some key words here. So, city of Chicago fee, $1.13 surcharge for non-shared rides, and a 53-cent for both shared and WAV vehicle rides. So those are automatically applied when you order a ride, okay? Now, downtown zone surcharge. A surcharge of $1.75 for non-shared rides and 60 cents for shared rides with pickups or drop-offs that occur between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. on weekdays in downtown zone reflected. So, I could be, this is something where I could be wrong on, just because like I'm too fucking lazy to look it up. I know we were talking about this in my group chat for a while. So that's the $1.75 zone surcharge. That everything in the highlighted area there in the black. So what I was led to believe, which I'm not sure, I could be wrong on this one, is that if you were picked up and dropped off within that zone, you got charged a surcharge twice. That surcharge was applied twice to your fare. Now, again, so let's say you're going from, let's just say you're going from the Aeon Center, popular location, to Trump Tower. Really not that far. I mean, maybe, like I said, I could be wrong. I think I'm wrong on this one. You would be getting the $1.75 surcharge twice because you're being picked up and dropped off within the downtown zone. And it would be 60 cents for a shared or pool ride. So that's what that is. And you cannot get out of that. So those fees are reflected onto the passenger. That's not the driver getting stiffed. Those fees are directly passed off onto the passenger. So even though you can't check you cannot check the Lyft fare reviews anymore for Lyft passengers, on Uber they will be reflected on the fare receipts. So actually, I haven't driven for Uber this year or since November 8th of last year, so I obviously cannot verify this myself. But maybe, if anyone wants to send me a screenshot, go ahead. And another thing that he incorrectly assumed is, it says right there, existing fees include the following: O'Hare Airport, McCorn Place, Navy Pier, and obviously Midway. So he was assuming, again incorrectly, that $5 surcharge is pocketed by the apps. That's not the case at all. That $5 surcharge goes to the city of Chicago. And that's unavoidable. So, for example, some of the smarter passengers, if they're going to Navy Pier, they will request for you to drop them off like 2 blocks west of it at this one tall apartment building, so they can just walk the rest of the way to save the $5. But if you're going to and from the airport, you said you cannot, if you're getting picked up or dropped off, you're not getting away with that tax. That's just, it's locked in. And again, that's going to the city. That's not the passenger getting charged $30 for an airport ride, driver getting 18, and Uber pocketing 12. Like they're pocketing 7 because the city of Chicago is getting $5. And then, so this is a quick summary there. So essentially, the city is trying to force more shared and pool rides. Like I said, this is originally named a congestion tax. I don't think that's the case anymore. I don't know if they just got rid of that language or what. But essentially, the city does want Uber and Lyft passengers to be priced into sharing rides more, which is supposedly going to help congestion. It's not going to make one fucking lick of difference. Let's be real here. But yeah. And then he also mentioned something about cabs paying the $5 tax. I'm going to go ahead and say yes. I think for a cab to pick up at the airport, they have to grab a ticket and then they have to pay that back. They have to like show or give the receipt to the city of Chicago. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes, they are paying tax. I'm not entirely sure about Navy Pier or McCormick Place. Since they're lined up somewhere, maybe they have to grab a ticket for that too. I really don't know. I don't think I know any Chicago cabbies personally. And I don't know if the cabs are affected by this surcharge. They very well could be. Really not sure. If any of you are cab drivers in Chicago, please let me know and we can clarify the situation. But yeah, that's a quick rundown of all this. Like I said, I'm not the Uber and Lyft nut hugger, obviously, but I want to clarify if you're going to make assumptions that Uber and Lyft are trying to deceptively get one over on passengers with these emails. It's not the case at all. This was done by the city of Chicago and is being enforced by the city of Chicago, and all these new fees and everything like that are going to the city of Chicago, not into the pockets of Uber and Lyft. All right, guys, that's all I got for this one. I want to thank you all for watching. Everyone, please stay safe, stay driven, stay classy. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.